Hello everyone and welcome back to Chaitanya Bharathi Integrated Academy. So हमने question papers upload कर दिए हैं in format of 2 sets for the English section of the CUET examination. Today we are here to discuss the answers for the same. Let's find out. The first question from set A is, select the correct passive form of the given sentence. See, before moving on, I'd like to repeat what is the topic for the discussion. It is voice change. So, हमें question solve करने से पहले we have to follow the instructions very carefully. So, when you read the question, repeatedly read the instruction. So, now moving on. Question number 1 says, select the correct passive form of the given sentence. Were you serving the beautiful princesses of Great Ireland? Here the correct answer is, were the beautiful princesses of Great Ireland being served by you? So, this is in the passive voice. Why? Because it is an interrogative sentence. Here the sentence was, were you serving the beautiful princesses? यहाँ पे emphasis था on the doer of the action. That was, it is in the active voice. This is the subject. And then we had the verb and this was the object. So यहाँ पे क्या है? Were the beautiful princesses, which is the object, and then of Great Ireland, be. This is the auxiliary verb. क्योंकि हमेशा याद रखना, passive voice में object plus helping verb plus main verb plus subject होता है, which is object plus helping verb plus main verb plus subject. So यहाँ पे helping verb है being and main verb है served by you. And this is the subject. So this is the right option. Now moving on. Who will help Italy in such a miserable time of World War II? यहाँ पे instruction है, select the correct passive form of the sentence. So let's find out. By whom will Italy be helped in such a miserable time of World War II? See, option A and option B are quite close, but option A is the right choice. Why? Because here we have the preposition of, which is same as it is mentioned in the question. So, जब भी हम MCQs solve करते हैं for grammar portion, we have to understand that question में जो भी words है, हमें उन्हीं को repeat करना है in the answer, लेकिन based on the rule. Now, moving on. Choose the correct form of passive voice. The robber dashed by the police. तो ये है active voice में, अभी इसको हमको in the passive form convert करना है. The robber was arrested. अगर ये active voice में होता तो क्या होता? The police arrested the robber. Because it is in the passive voice, so the right form would be, it is in the simple past tense. इसलिए have been नहीं होगा, had नहीं होगा. The robber was arrested by the police. Now moving on. Choose the correct form of active voice. She dash for long now. She has been ailing for long now. क्यों has been होगा इसमें? Because it is still continuing. It is happening. अभी भी हो रहा है ये काम. So, she has been ailing for long now. Now moving on. Choose the correct form of passive voice. The injured dashed to the hospital in an ambulance. The injured were taken. Were taken क्यों है? क्योंकि ये है active voice में. ये है subject and then there is the verb and to the hospital in an ambulance. लेकिन ये है passive voice में and अगर ये active voice में होता तो क्या होता? That the ambulance took the injured to the hospital. क्योंकि ये passive voice में है. So, the injured were taken to the hospital in an ambulance. That is the right option. Now moving on, choose the right form of passive voice for the following sentence. Shreya has sung 3 songs. अभी इसका correct answer क्या होगा? 3 songs have been sung by Shreya. Because ये है object, ये है auxiliary verb, and then we have third form of the main verb plus the subject, जो है doer of the action. Now moving on. Choose the correct option for voice change. Sudesh spoke the truth. The truth was spoken by Sudesh. क्योंकि ये complete passive format को justify करता है. That is, the object plus the helping verb, again the main verb in the third form, and then we have the doer of the action, that is the subject. Now moving on to number 8, choose the correct option for voice change. Rahul will contact the police. Now this is in the active voice. Iska passive format kya hoga? The police will be contacted by Rahul, because police is the object, will be is the auxiliary, and then contacted is the main verb plus the subject, doer of the action. And now moving on. Moving on to question number 9. Change the voice. We must listen to the elder. So ये है in the active voice. So इसका passive form क्या होगा? The elder must be listened to by us. क्योंकि this is the object plus this is the auxiliary form. This is the third form of the main verb, and then this is the subject who will do it. That is a doer of the action. Now coming to question number 10. Again change the voice. We have warned you. ये भी active voice में है, लेकिन ये perfect tense में है. So what is the correct option in the passive voice? You have been warned. अभी you have been warned क्यों होगा? Because यहाँ पे subject implied है. You have been warned, this is the object. Again, this is the auxiliary form and the third form of the main verb. So you have been warned, implied subject is by us. Now moving on. Change the voice. No cop can catch Jagga. ये है active voice में, इसका passive form क्या होगा? Jagga cannot be caught. Why cannot be caught? क्योंकि ये है present tense में, ये भी है present tense में. It is very basic, simple format में है, active to passive. Now moving on to question number 12. They have left the village. इसका सही passive format क्या होगा? The village has been left by them. अभी यहाँ पे have है, यहाँ पे has क्यों है? Because here we have the plural subject, which is they, और यहाँ पे singular object, which is the village. That is why it is has instead of have. So this is the correct option. Now moving on. Sudipta opened the door. What will be the correct passive voice? The door was opened by Sudipta. So this is the simple conversion from active to passive voice. Next, the nurse is looking after the patient. अभी यहाँ पे focus करो. The nurse is looking after the patient. ये है present continuous tense. Present continuous tense में है. What will be the correct passive voice? अभी whatever tense is mentioned in the question while we are changing the voice, उसी tense को हमें hold करना है while changing the voice. हम tense को change नहीं कर सकते. The nurse is looking after the patient. The patient is being looked after by the nurse. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे object है patient plus ing form होना चाहिए because it is in the present continuous tense, and after कौन कर रहा है? By the nurse. तो ये हो गया subject, और passive voice है, इसीलिए doer of the action comes to the end of the sentence. Now moving on. I can see the star. What will be the correct passive voice of this sentence? The star can be seen by me. This is very simple. Next, she made a chocolate cake. What will be the correct passive voice of this? A chocolate cake was made by her. A chocolate cake was made by her. So option C is the correct answer. Now moving on to question number 17. My grandmother tells me a story every night. What will be the correct passive voice of this sentence? इस sentence में instruction क्या है कि हमें passive voice में इसको convert करना है. My grandmother tells me a story every night. A story is told to me by my grandmother every night. This is night. So, option B is the right choice here. Now, moving on to question number 18. Identify the correct sentence in active voice. अभी ये सारे ऑप्शंस एक्टिव वॉइस में हैं, लेकिन कौन सी राइट ऑप्शन है? वी हैव टू चूज. Leela will win the prize. The prize will be owned by Leela. No. The prize will won by Leela. Absolutely not. Leela win the prize. ये grammatically wrong है. So what is remaining is option A. Leela will win the prize. Now moving on. Identify the correct sentence in passive voice. यहाँ पे सारे options passive voice में है, लेकिन कौन सा grammatically correct है? She is being spoken Bengali rarely. This is grammatically not correct. Bengali has been spoken by her rarely. Okay, let's consider this. Next, she was spoken Bengali, not at all. Bengali is spoken rarely by her. This is correct. Why there is a difference between option B and option D? Bengali has been spoken by her rarely. हम लोग ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते, क्योंकि this is referring to the frequency of the usage, और ये आ जाएगा spoken rarely by her. This is the right sentence structures. Remember, grammar में what is most important is how we structure the sentence. एक sentence का एक structure होता है, object हमेशा last में आता है. So यहाँ पे rarely would come after spoken. So this is in the right format. Bengali is spoken rarely by her. Okay, now moving on. Choose the right passive voice. The guard waved the green flag. The guard waved the green flag. The green flag was waved. अभी यहाँ पे है with the guard, यहाँ पे है by the guard. So definitely by the guard. This is the right option. So, based on our discussion of set A of the English question paper, you can evaluate your own answers and then see where you stand in this preparation for the CUET examination. Thank you, and we'll see again.